I would like to challenge you actually now that you have seen the drilling example 5. Pause the video, see if you can try this on your own, and then you can play it later to see if you are right. So go for it in 3, 2, 1. I hope you did pause the video and try this on your own, guys. And I am now going to verify what you have actually tried out there. So you are given that the difference between T2 and T1 is a negative 3, and that the difference between term 3 and term 2 is 1. So let's see, what are we having here? Okay, it's a quadratic sequence. So I have term 1, I have term 2, and I have term 3. So I know that the difference between these two terms is a negative 3. And I also know that the difference between these two terms is a 1. That's what I know. And I know when I get a second difference, which, by the way, should be constant. Once again, watch out for this negative sign. I'll tell you, we put these questions to catch you guys. We know some of you are going to fall it. For the last time, I'm going to be now again generous and write it for you. This is what you should have had, and you'll realize that you get a 4 there, not a negative 2, as some of you would have done. You probably tried it and you got a negative 2. Now you see your error. So let us now solve. We're supposed to find Tn. So we know now this is actually 2a. Therefore, a equals to 2. So if we were to complete that Tn, we know currently we're going to have 2n squared. Now let's find b. And of course, we have that. In this case, we know now 3a plus b is a negative 3. Therefore, b is a negative 9. Of course, you just substitute a into this equation. So we're going to have now 2n squared minus 9n. We now have to find c. And the interesting part of in this entire saga is that here we are not having the exact value. Yes, so to say, we don't have the exact value of term 1. But what we know is the exact value of term 3. Look at this. I did not read this information, but I'm sure you saw it as you read the question yourself. We have term 3. So we have to find, okay, what does term 3 look like for a quadratic sequence? Well, if you look at it, it's a 3 squared plus b into 3 plus c. So term 3 looks like a 9a plus 3a plus c. So that means to find our c, we are solving this equation 9a plus 3a plus c is equal to 3. So you substitute a, you substitute, sorry, this is a b. You substitute a, you substitute b, I should have written b there, and you solve for c. And of course, if you do everything correctly, c should be a 12, should give you a 12. And so finally, that means our general term Tn is 2n squared minus 9n plus a 12. And you are done. Of course, you can go ahead and find T1 and find T2 and find T3 to test your solution and see if you say T2 minus T1, will you get a negative 3? If you say T3 minus T2, will you get a 1? That's the way in which you would go about verifying your answers in this case. I'll leave it here and I'll catch you later now when I do the last example for the week. Cheers.